Welcome to the Uganda Management Institute Masters in Business Administration coursework presentation for the Public-Private Partnership module by Group E. For our coursework, we did the Kampala Waste Disposal and Treatment Project, PPP, which project KCCA seeks to find a solution to the solid waste in the city. For this project, KCCA find a private investor who is able to raise funds for this whole project, but also take part in its design, operationalizing, and later hand it over to government after a period of about 30 years. And the cost of this project is estimated to be $100 million. The beauty with it is that it aligns with the Ugandan Vision 2040, the National Development Plan 3, and the KCCA Smart City Strategy, and therefore it is suited to be a PPP. We also screened it through a screening tool provided by the Bank of Uganda, for which it scored a 4.58, which is a very strong score, which supports the idea that it's a suitable PPP. And so, what this project is going to do is also it's going to generate a value for money of about 14%. That is above the government threshold of 10%, and its net PV, net present value and internal rate of return is projected to be at about 13%, which is also high enough above the government's projected value of 10%. Next slide.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Joanita, taking us through the project description, and that is the outline of the technical description of the project. The Kampala Waste Treatment and Disposal Project is a 35-acre existing landfill and a 140-acre greenfield site that will be made available to provide to the private partner, that is according to the Kampala Waste Management Feasibility Report 2023. The project will be implemented through the PPP arrangement that integrates the design, build to finance, operate, and transfer model. It functions under one consortium, thereby aligning incentives and ensuring that the long-term cost efficiency as well as performance accountability. And then also the private sector will undertake the design, finance, and construction of the project with a long-term contract that will be expected to not less than 30 years. Next to the next slide, please.
My name is Paxa Simo, and I'll be taking us through the needs and benefits of the project. Under here, we explain why Kampala needs this project and the main benefits we expect from implementing it. Currently, Kampala generates over 1,000 tons of solid waste daily, yet only about 40% is properly collected and disposed of. The project will improve public health, reduce environmental degradation, promote sustainable urban growth, among others. This PPP has expected benefits that are to include pollution and disease risk management, improved urban sanitation, new local jobs, especially through formalizing the informal recycling sector, and new revenue streams from recyclables and energy byproducts. In short, this project transforms a growing liability into a managed asset that supports sustainable urban growth. All this can be evidenced under the KCCA data and feasibility report. Thank you. Next slide.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be taking us through the PPP suitability, and that's the justification for the use of the PPP process. So this project is an excellent fit with strategic suitability. It strongly aligns with government priorities, and it has been chosen based on the service needs and after examining various service delivery options. Financial modeling relied on KCCA waste generation data, landfill management cost baselines, and IFC-supported feasibility studies that use empirical cost and revenue parameters from comparable regional PPPs. And this is according to the IFC Transaction Advisory Report of 2022. The debt financing for the project is expected through multilateral development banks, such as the IFC, the African Development Bank, and commercial lenders under blended finance arrangements to reduce borrowing costs. Therefore, this project is highly responsive to PPP because there's a strong indication of value for money and potentially favorable market interest. Next slide.
Good evening. My name is Fiona, and I'm here to take us through the affordability analysis that was done for this PPP. So the analysis was done in accordance to the Kampala Waste Management PPP Act of 2015 and the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development PPP Fiscal Commitment Framework of 2018. So the government is in full support, and it is justified as waste management is one of the public services that require fiscal intervention to ensure affordability and environmental compliance. The fiscal support package has been benchmarked against similar waste management PPPs in China and South Africa, ensuring value for money, financial sustainability within acceptable regional standards. Also, further analysis will be done to refine the affordability model during the detailed fiscal feasibility study phase. Next slide.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nama Jafeth Fiona, and I'll be taking us through the legal and regulatory issues of this project. So the Kampala Waste Management Ordinance 2000 mandates KCCA to contract services of private parties as delegated agents to invest and undertake business operations along the waste management chain. This mandate has been strengthened by the Public-Private Partnership Act of 2015, which leverages a sector-driven environment in key service delivery sectors of government. The project is governed by the Public-Private Partnership Act 2015 and the regulations thereunder, which are of 2019. This provides a clear basis for combining user charges and government availability payments. The project also complies with the environmental and waste management regulations under NEMA and the Kampala Capital City Authority. The PPP legal framework ensures lender security rights, facilitating smoother financial closure and credit mitigation. So Uganda's capital account liberalization under the Bank of Uganda Act 2000 also supports free capital movement, which enhances investor confidence. The ongoing MOFPED PPP regulatory reforms aim to improve contract enforceability and streamline dispute resolutions. This also ensures that contractual provisions will ensure transparency, environmental compliance, and performance-based delivery. Next slide, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Jude, and I'm here to take you through the readiness of the project, its status, and the stakeholders that are involved. So stakeholder consultations have been conducted with strong institutional support for the PPP implementation. The project is ready for detailed visibility and transaction structuring. The land that is required for this particular project is about 175 hectares for the landfill and the treatment plant, and these have been already secured by the government. The affected persons are 300 households, and 18 of these households have already been compensated by KCCA. The stakeholders that are involved in this project include the Kampala Capital City Authority, that is the lead agency. We also have the Office of the Prime Minister, Office of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, We have NEMA, which is the environmental overseer of this project. We have the private investors and the lenders. And then we have the project affected persons. Next slide.
Hello everyone, my name is Brenda Nafka, and I'll be taking you through the information availability for the project. So comprehensive data is available from KCC ability study for smart city implementation. A benchmarking was also done with Jiangxia Waste to Energy Plant in China and the Marine Hill Landfill Gas Energy Project in Durban, South Africa, whose data ensured realistic assumptions. So a foreign exchange risk was also assessed at an average of 5% GX depreciation in 5 years. It's also important to note that social and environmental baseline data is accessible for detailed design. However, additional technical, financial, and environmental studies are required at the feasibility stage to confirm project assumptions. Thank you. Next slide.
Good evening. I'm Wanyana Margaret from the MBA class UMI. I'm going to be taking you through the outline of the project management plan. And hereunder, once the project is approved by the PPP board, it goes for the detailed feasibility study. And thereafter, the transaction advisor or consultant will be hired to conduct that detailed feasibility study, which entails a lot of activities. Thereafter, the tender process will be conducted after all the approvals of the feasibility study are done. That's by the PPP board. And then the PPP agreement will be prepared. Identification of the winning bidder will be conducted. Signing of the PPP agreement and other activities are conducted side by side. Next slide, please.
The process is expected to take a maximum of 2 years, with an additional allowance of 1 year in case where the contracting agency has no control. And below is a simple graphic representation of how the process should go on, or how the entire project will be handled, from waste collection to waste processing at Dundu, and then to energy generation. Next slide, please. These are the references from which we collected the information, and you can interest yourself to these references to get more data concerning the Kampala Waste Management Project. Thank you.